সুপ্রভিয়াস আসসালামু আলাইকুম। মৃধা মিডিয়ার পক্ষ থেকে আপনাদের সবাইকে স্বাগতম এবং এখন যে নিউজটি শেয়ার করব সেটা হচ্ছে অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ নিউজ। আর সেই নিউজটি হচ্ছে ইসলামিক ফোবিয়া। আপনারা জানেন যে ব্রিটেনে দিন, দিন ইসলামিক ফোবিয়া বৃদ্ধি পাচ্ছে। এ থেকে নিজেকে রক্ষা এবং অপরকে সুরক্ষা করার জন্য একটি সেমিনার অনুষ্ঠিত হলো। সেই সেমিনারে বক্তারা বলছেন যে যদি কোথাও এই ধরনের কোনো ক্রাইমের দেখেন বা নিজে সম্পৃক্ত হন বা নিজে কখনো আক্রান্ত হন, তাহলে সাথে, সাথে আপনি 99 এ ফোন করবেন অথবা 111 এ ফোন করবেন। সুপ্রিয় ভিউয়ার্স, সেই সাথে আপনি নিজেকে সুরক্ষার জন্য সবসময় সতর্ক থাকবেন এবং অপরকে সতর্ক রাখতে উৎসাহিত করবেন। সুপ্রিয় ভিউয়ার্স, আপনারা সবাই ভালো থাকবেন, সুস্থ থাকবেন এবং দেখেন সেই সেমিনারে বক্তারা কিভাবে এই ইসলামিক ফোবিয়া থেকে সুরক্ষার মতামত দিয়েছেন।
Disregard for the law, disregard for the community sentiments. Absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And I will say this, that we've got to remain vigilant. I'm glad to see a police officer who is here. The police do a fantastic job, do a difficult job in very difficult circumstances, but we all have to be vigilant. Whatever the prejudice is, whether it's direct attack on a community because of its religion, because of its color, because of its race, we have to stand against it. Or subtle form of discrimination, which is equally dangerous. Institutional racism is also dangerous. We have to fight and counter any form of prejudice. To be picked on because we are Muslims is not right. It's not the society that we've been brought up. It's not the society, civilized society that we claim to live in. Party politics. Politicians also have to be responsible. You know, Peter has touched on something which I'm not going to reiterate today because I'm seeing the minister tomorrow, so I have to be careful what I say. I have to be careful what I say. Maybe I will have a few words to say afterwards. But no one should be picked on because of their religion, because of the color, because of the race. We are a much better society when we work together. Tower Hamlets, London is a good example. It's the microcosm of how the world should be. We need each other. We're one humanity. We're one humanity. We have so much in common than the small differences we have. The differences should not divide us. Differences should be something that we work on to narrow the differences. But we have so much similarities, we have so much that we share, and we should celebrate that. We had our annual resident survey that's come out a couple of weeks ago, and it clearly shows in Tower Hamlets, the Tower Hamlets, 90% of the people think that we get on with each other. That's the Tower Hamlets that I know. That's the Tower Hamlets that I am very proud of. And that's the Tower Hamlets that over the last 45, 50 years, various leaders before my time have worked on, councillors, community activists, community leaders have worked on, of all races, all genders, to create the Tower Hamlets that we live in today. That's what London is. That is what this country should be. The minority groups, people like Tommy Robinson and the EDL, we see them march in London once in a while, you know, saying racist things, are a minority, but we must stand up against them. If we don't, then they get a voice, and they shouldn't have a voice in a civilized society as this country.
Not that all parties will accept this, but that isn't the only struggle.
Tower Hamlets has changed. And when I first came to Tower Hamlets, in Brook Lane, it was the National Front, it was the BNP. They're not there anymore because Tower Hamlets has changed. And
Is there a question?
yeah, and the word change, well, I'll give you two examples how I have experienced it personally. And I'm glad to see so many women here, Muslim women here today. In fact, I mean, sir, when I was in my local market, There was a woman who put her shopping on the desk, and she was going to make a shawl, and it was full of sort of wool. And I asked her, where did you learn that? And I'm thinking to myself that it had been passed on from generation to generation. And she says, no, Facebook. So there was another woman standing at a bus stop, and I was waiting for the bus.
So we'll now be hearing from Chief Inspector Muneeb Ishtar from the Metropolitan Police today. He'll talk to us about the data on Islamophobia and the great work that the police do.
Assalamualaikum. Good morning, everyone. Quite intimidating, really. I think they're really profound and they're really impactful, especially those lived experiences that we've heard. Can they come home safe? Yeah. That's why I feel that fear of Islamophobia is, and that's what we're trying to resolve in the police at the moment, because there's not that feeling of safety at the moment within the community. Incidents of Islamophobia have been reported to police over the last few months and last 6 months. The first thing you'll notice over here is that the number of crimes that are being reported to police as Islamophobic crime or anti-Semitic crime are in the single digits every month. Yeah? Right. There's two ways that you can think of that, or you can take those numbers. The first way is actually there's no problem. The second way is the community doesn't trust the police enough to actually deal with the problem, so they're not bothering to report it. Yeah? So we record hate crime as well. Yeah, I haven't got the figures here for hate crime, but hate crime itself has a lot higher numbers. Yeah, but when people talk about Islamophobia, and it was mentioned in the questions before, when people didn't know what Islamophobia was, what the definition of Islamophobia is, we have to take that into account, because what we're going to talk about today is not going to resolve anything. It's going to be a start of something that we can resolve, that we have to keep going forward for, and it's going to take a number of years for us to start dealing with as well. We said, the professor said there about racism, and that's 50 years worth of work that had to make people aware of that. And Islamophobia